you hire a copywriter with $0 and make, in my case, like $7,000 before I hired them. So I'm used to having to do tests in order to get a job. I don't know about you, Dre, about if you ever worked a job where you had to take a drug test or a background test or some kind of test, right? So I only had two real jobs, you all. So forgive me if I'm out of touch. But in the United States Marine Corps, I was in the military. I had to take an ASVAB test. And I had to take a physical test to make sure I was able to join the military. Then after the military, I was in corporate America at a company called Berkshire Hathaway, and I was an assistant operations manager. Then I was an operations manager. You have to take a reading comprehension test so that way they know that you can read and understand what you read and draw conclusions that make sense based off of the information that they gave you. If you don't pass the test, you can't be a manager, right? So I'm used to having to take tests prior to getting a job. And these are unpaid tests. They didn't pay me to take the ASVAB. They didn't pay me to take the physical or anything like that. So since we live in a society today where it is okay to make people take tests prior to getting a job, what I do is create money-making tests for each one of my job descriptions. So for a copywriter, I go to onlinejobs.ph, right? I ain't holding nothing back. Onlinejobs.ph. It's probably $70 or so a month subscription. If you tap in with Dre or me and you're one of our mentees, I'll make the posting for you for free. But $70 a month to get your subscription there. And now you can create job listings, and that is going to tap you into virtual assistants in the Philippines. So recently, I made a job listing. Let me see. Hold on. This is about to turn into a workshop right here, Dre. Can I share my screen?
Cook, yep.
All right, let me go to it. Boom. Let me log in real quick. All right. And I promise to be fast, you guys. This is not going to be boring. It's going to be impactful. All
There
right.
we go.
So, boom. Okay. This is not a copywriter, so we're not going to go deep with this, but this is onlinejobs.ph. And right here, messages is 90 people applied to this job, right? So I went and right now I want to add another editor to expand my business, right? So I'm just showing you guys right here, free. You can just click post a job. You can use Chat GPT, or you could go on Indeed or somewhere and copy somebody else's job listing and paste it to be your own, right? So I make a job listing. I have anywhere from 80 to 200 people apply for any job. Depends on what the job is. If it's more technical, fewer people apply, like video editing and stuff like that. It's a little bit more technical. So like you saw, it was only 90 people so far applied to the job, right? Now, out of those 90 to 100 people that apply for the job, by the time I start following up with everybody, I'm going to send them a message. And for copywriters, I'm going to say, hey, look, hey, great. Well, before we get ahead of myself, because you guys know I'm easily excited, in the job posting, it's going to say, hey, if you want to be considered to be a copywriter, I want you to respond back in the subject line, SpongeBob SquarePants, or I like donuts. It don't matter, but you want something that's way left field, and you want that in the subject line of their reply. Right? Why do you want something random in the reply? What we're doing is we're testing them the entire way so we don't waste our time with tire kickers as well as we make money. So I want to know that they pay attention to detail. So if you're looking at a job listing to be a copywriter or a video editor or a grant writer or whatever it is that you need in your business, right? I don't want to have to micromanage you and be on top of you all day, every day, and have to pay you for it. I want to know that you're somebody that I could give you a task, you could thoroughly review the task, and you could execute on it at a high level with minimum supervision, right? Because we hire people so that way we can grow faster and we can work on our business, not in our business. We don't hire people so we can babysit them all day, right? So I'm going to put something random in there. Put SpongeBob SquarePants. Put I love donuts in the subject line, right? Completely unrelated to the job description, but that tells me you read the entire listing and you paid attention to detail. You didn't just skim through it, because if you have people on your team that details don't matter, it's going to eventually create chinks in the armor and you're going to have problems. So out of all of the people that apply, let's say out of those 90 to 100 or 200 people in your case that apply, let's say that over half of them, don't pay attention to detail. So now out of 90 people, we got 45 people. Well, that's a good thing. I only need one person to do the copywriting anyway, and I haven't wasted my time doing 45 meetings with people that are probably going to be headaches and not good at the job, right? So that's step one of our 3-part hiring process, right? Step 2 of the hiring process is now I'm going to give them a sample, right? And this is literally the sample that I use for copywriters. So I have my own board game and I'll say, hey, look, I want you to write a short email copy to sell this board game for 25% off. And I'll send that out to everybody, right? Now, out of the 45 people, some people going to say, I don't work for free. Some people going to say, I don't want to do it. Some people going to not do it within the time frame because I'm going to tell them do it within 24 hours. Why within 24 hours, JT? Can you meet deadlines and are you good at what you do? So let's say out of the 45 people, now we all the way down to 10 people. 35 people say I'm not going to do it or they don't do it within the 24-hour time period. Well, I know, okay, the cream's starting to rise to the top. These 10 people, they pay attention to detail. They can meet deadlines. Now, what I don't know is if this copy sucks or is it amazing. So what do I do with those 10 people's copies, right? I copy and paste that into MailChimp, Beehive, MailerLite, whatever system you use to send out emails. And I send out 10 emails over the next several days as an email marketing campaign to promote my product. You don't got to have a board game. You can have an ebook. You can have a course. You can have a physical product. You can have whatever it is, right? But I'm going to send out those emails over a period of time, right? And I'm going to have the discount code different. So JT wrote one of those emails. So what's going to be the discount code? JT, let's not make it hard. Dre wrote one of those emails. What's the discount code for Dre's email? Dre. Now, once I see these orders coming in and I see Dre name is flooded in the coupon section. Okay, without even reading Dre's copy, I know Dre is a good copywriter, right? Because Dre wrote that copy. All I did was take his name and make it a discount code. And out of 400 sales, 300 of them say Dre. So now I know, okay, guess who's going to get the Zoom interview? Dre, because I know he's good. But check this out, though. How much money did I pay to have 10 copywriters all write copy for me to send to my list and generate 400 sales? $0. Even after I hire Dre, right? And I'm just picking on you, Dre, for this example, right? Most people get paid every 2 weeks. So I made X amount of money off of Dre before he even got his interview, right?